good whenever it is you're tuning in. Welcome to Ticket Price, the only show on the internet that asks the question that matters. Are these movies worth the ticket price? In other words, are they worth your time and money? With you as always, co-host of the show and the voice, Jake, and sitting across the way, at Master Control, co-host extraordinaire, and the only man who is a failure to communicate, Tevis, at Master Control. How are you, sir?
What? What are you talking about?
I dropped that line on Anna. She had no idea what I was talking about. I was like, Cool Hand Luke. Like,
Yeah, also Guns N' Roses. It was on a Guns N' Roses song. Am I correct?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure it was. But I could be wrong.
I'm not a huge GNR guy.
Me either. Never was.
November Rain, I'm all in. Their cover of
Knocking on Heaven's Door.
Knocking on Heaven's Door.
Yeah. Welcome to the Jungle. And then that's it.
I feel like there might be a fourth, but I don't know.
Mr. Brownstone?
No.
No.
Maybe. I don't know.
Anything off of their Spaghetti album? Whatever that, I don't know. Anyway. No, GNR, I think, pretty much sucks.
I mean, I get their appeal. You're not going to hear me humming any of their B tracks.
Yeah, they rank right up there with Rush for me.
How dare you?
Rush is
I will murder you.
God awful.
No, you're god awful. The only man here with terrible opinions in music. I'll just talk like that the rest of the show. How about that?
Sounds great.
We'll see how long before you just get up and leave.
Like a newsreel at the beginning of a film in the 40s.
Dateline.
What movie are we doing today?
Podcast co-host loses his mind and runs pantless down the street.
Again.
Onlookers giggle. No, today we are looking at Rush Hour. Did you just pop all your toes?
I did.
What did you just do?
I don't know, but it hurt like a son of a bitch. I went to grab my foot to pull it up because I got my legs crossed. And I went to pull it up and it just, holy shit.
You're too old for that.
God.
Damn it, Tim.
And the award for too old for this shit
We're not there yet.
goes to.
Shut up. What Tevis is alluding to is we're not changing the format, we're adding to the format. Because we were like, you know what? Let's face it. Val said don't add, just subtract, but we hate that guy.
Yes.
So we are adding, damn it.
Hell yes.
Look at the moose head we found. There's Playboys in the bathroom.
Nancy Drew books everywhere.
Forgot about all the. It was like all of them
All
too,
of the whole
wasn't it?
collection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, Rush Hour. That's what we're talking about. Released in 19. Stop touching your foot.
I'm done. I'm done.
Every time you do, you just pop something, and each pop sounds worse than the last.
Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Sounds like the concession stand at the movie theater here with all the popping going on.
All right. Written by Ross LaManna and Jim Koff. Directed by Brett Ratner. So, Tevis, that's where I'm getting. You're going to have to help me. We've done it. We did with Spacey. We've done it in the past. So we're just going to touch on this and then move on. You'll have to help me because I don't remember why or what. I don't know the details. I just know that Brett Ratner, there's a stigma attached. There's something icky that
I have details.
Wait, are they details that we can read on air?
I can omit some things.
Thank you.
But
use your discretion. No, wait. Use what you think a proper reporter's discretion would be. Don't use your own.
Oh yeah, I have none.
That will only let us down.
Okay, so I got this information from the LA Times.
So this is official big reporting.
Yes.
Okay. It's not like, I heard it on News Junkie, or I don't know if that's a real thing.
I got it off of the Facebook. And my Uncle Joe.
If you post it on Facebook, it has to be true.
Absolutely. My Uncle Joe is a very much a newsy guy. Not really. Don't have an Uncle Joe.
Great musical, though.
Okay, so LA Times. This is not verbatim from the article. I've kind of taken bits and pieces and was like, I don't know if I want to mention all of that. Like, I'm not going to mention the actresses' names.
Oh yeah, no, we don't need to name drop anybody
I
except
have them.
director Brett Ratner.
Yeah, I have them here. There's only one person that I'm going to actually name drop other than Brett Ratner.
Okay.
And that's because he was involved in an incident that was rather icky.
Okay. God, I'm so nervous right now.
So in October of 2017,
Okay.
a former talent agency employee accused Mr. Ratner of rape. And then on November 1st of that same year, 6 other women came forward and accused Mr. Ratner of sexual assault, harassment, as well as him following an actress into the bathroom without invitation and masturbating as another entered his trailer to deliver food.
Okay, now wait, that last one could just be really inconvenient timing.
Yeah, I understand that, but still.
Yeah.
Mr. Ratner apparently was a sexually harassed and outed a then 18-year-old female actress as being gay before this person came out.
Oh Jesus.
In front of many onlookers, including another actress who was in the same film. And this other actress confirmed the story. A former fashion model came forward regarding an incident involving Russell Simmons.
Do I know that name?
You should know that name.
Russell Simmons.
He is the co-founder of the hip-hop label Def Jam.
Okay.
And he was a member of Run DMC too, I think. No, he managed Run DMC, sorry.
Okay, sure.
Anyway, so this former fashion model had an incident involving Russell Simmons and Mr. Ratner back in 1991, where Simmons coerced her to perform oral sex while Ratner watched. One of the actresses claimed that Mr. Ratner refused to let her leave the room, block the doorway, and continuously harassed her into performing oral sex on him. And that was everything of note from that article.
Oh boy.
So there's a reason Mr. Ratner is not really involved in the creative process anymore.
And that's a good thing.
Yes.
That is good.
Yes.
Oh God. How hard is it to just be a normal person? How difficult is it to just not be the biggest creep?
Apparently pretty hard. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. Although the fact that this is wildly inappropriate and I shouldn't laugh, but I don't feel bad about it. The fact that Ratner is the cuck in he and Simmons's relationship. Because I've seen pictures of Brett Ratner and I was like, now I'm picturing him going, yeah, you would be that guy.
Yeah, he's kind of greasy.
The Johnny Ace of
Yeah. So anyway, we have addressed that issue. And
well, luckily I don't see any reason for us to talk about him the rest of the episode.
There's only one thing I have, and that's for later.
Okay. You know what? Starring. Jesus. Right.
Moving on.
How do I segue away from that? What am I supposed to do?
Just awkwardly. Good job, by the way.
Thank you. Speaking of coercive language and standing there awkwardly, Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan.
Yes.
Boom, nailed it. No, starring Jackie Chan, the legend, the icon, and Chris Tucker, who, to my knowledge, has only been guilty of that performance from The Fifth Element. Which
God.
is still pretty bad, but not necessarily the same level as anyone else we've talked about. Oh, you know what? I was thinking about this. We need to address something.
Okay.
An error from last week's episode, Talk to Me. Episode 78, Talk to Me, had an error.
Who had the error?
You had an error.
I had an error?
Well, it was us.
Okay.
So we pulled Rush Hour from the hat.
Yes.
When I say we, I mean you. To which you got upset and you said, how the hell have we pulled 2 Jackie Chan movies from the hat and not a single Tom Cruise? And I was going with the flow and I wasn't really thinking about it. And I agreed with you. However, if we go back and look, we've definitely done The Last Samurai.
Oh, shit.
And The Last Samurai definitely has Tom Cruise.
You're correct. Okay. How have we pulled 2 Jackie Chan movies and not done a single Mel Gibson movie?
How dare you? So, let it be said. Here's the thing. We make mistakes all the time, but when we catch them, we always admit to them.
That's why I don't ever catch them. This would be a whole apology episode.
Tune in for episode 80, the apology episode. No, I was just thinking about that. I was like, wait a minute. No, we have to. Yeah, we totally did Tom Cruise. We did The Last Samurai.
Yeah, I totally forgot.
That shows how good it was. Worth the ticket price, my ass.
Amazing. We've done so many movies, I can't keep them all straight, okay?
79.
It's like same way I don't know what's all in my collection.
And you keep adding to it. You send me text messages of like, look what I found for $1.
Hell yeah.
I'm like, Howard the Duck. Tell me you haven't paid yet. Put that back. Let the cashier know you've changed your mind and you don't want that. And you're like, no, I got Howard the Duck.
Hell yeah, I got Howard the Duck for $1.
And you overpaid by roughly 99 cents.
Probably, but you know what? It'll be worth it.
Speaking of money, Rush Hour's budget. Boom!
Nice segue.
Segued the hell out of that.
That's how you segue.
Made with an estimated $33 million.
Okay. Seems extremely low.
All things considered.
Yeah.
But you know what? Jackie Chan had a lot of hand in the production and the fight choreography on all of that. Jackie Chan is very good at making high quality movies on shoestring budgets.
I'll give you that.
Worldwide gross of $244.7 million.
Jesus.
So it did okay.
Yeah, there might be a sequel coming, I think. That's sequel money right there.
Yeah, that is sequel money.
So we might finally get that Rush Hour 2.
That's in the hat.
Or 3.
Oh my God, I hope we pull all the Rush Hours before we get to the next Die Hard.
We'll probably pull Rush Hour 4 before it's even released. Before we get to Die Hard.
Die Hard 2 will still be in the hat.
Just
when you reach in the hat, aim for the dusty ones.
They're all dusty at this point.
All right. 6 award wins and an additional 9 nominations. Nothing
in merit.
Spectacular. I mean,
no MTV Movie Awards.
It's a buddy cop action comedy. Are you expecting high merit awards?
I was thinking maybe an Oscar for Elizabeth Pena.
You know what? A lot of people speak real highly of her performance, and it was fine.
Yeah. I like her, though.
What else has she done? Anything I would know?
Jacob's Ladder.
Haven't seen it.
I think she was in one of the Free Willy movies.
There was more than one?
I think there was. I'd have to look at the other one. That's the only ones that are coming to my mind.
Sounds good.
Oh, and she was in Modern Family too.
She was?
Apparently. Oh, she was the voice of in The Incredibles, the super whore.
Super whores.
You call yourself whores?
Remember?
And you know what? I know exactly who you're talking with the power to whore. Yes, I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. And she was also in La Bamba.
Okay. Sure. Oh, sure. Super.
Oh, she died in 2014.
No.
Yeah.
What?
Holy shit.
It had to have been like a car accident or like some freak super aggressive cancer. Like she's not that old.
She was born in 59. Yeah, 55 years old.
Damn.
And I'm not finding cause of death. Oh, that sucks.
Well, man, you just keep bringing the show down.
I'm talking about sexual assault and
Premature death.
premature death.
The Fifth Element. You know what's funny? I made that joke to my wife as we watched Rush Hour, and she goes, "To be fair, it wasn't all Chris Tucker's fault. That movie also had Bruce Willis."
Are you fucking kidding me?
Bruce Willis is a movie star, not an actor, and
I believed he was in love with Lilu. I think that was her name in the movie. Multipass. I'm just going to do that from now on randomly.
please do. I want you to do it so much that it bleeds into your everyday speech. So you're standing amongst a bunch of coworkers and then you just drop that line and everyone looks at you like you're a psychopath.
They do. I don't know what the change would be.
Oh, okay. I'm almost afraid to ask because you've just been on hot fire with everything you've talked about. Tevis, what is your history with Rush Hour?
Oh, she died of cirrhosis of the liver.
We had moved on.
No, we have not. Due to alcohol, is what this says.
Oh, she lost a battle with alcoholism?
Apparently.
Oh, God.
Jesus.
What?
There's like a cloud over this podcast.
You know what? This whole episode is cursed. We're just moving on.
It's a curse.
Have you been doing any seances down here?
Run, Benny, run.
I don't even want to talk about Rush Hour anymore. I just want to go home.
Multipass.
Episode 79, the cursed episode that we ended early. God.
Oh. Okay, what was the question? I'm sorry, I wasn't listening.
What is your history with Rush Hour? I slap you in the face.
Oh, okay.
I will slap you in your face. I will slap you right in your liver.
Jesus Christ. So my first time ever seeing Jackie Chan was Rumble in the Bronx.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and I never heard of him before that. And then I saw that he was going to be doing this film with Chris Tucker, and I really liked Chris Tucker from Friday.
See, and he was still riding high off Friday.
He was. So I went to the theater to watch this. And man, watching Jackie Chan do Jackie Chan shit is fantastic. And I fell in love with this movie ever since. I've owned it on every single type of disc tape that it's been on, I think. And I'll revisit it, probably once every 5 years or so. So yeah, it's always been a part of my life for as long as I can, since it came out.
Since 98, at least.
Since 98. What about you?
So, first time I watched this movie was on home release that we rented from the Blockbuster. This was actually my first Jackie Chan movie because I was 8 years old. I like to just
Thank you.
remind you of these things.
Thank you. In 98, you were 8?
Yes.
Okay, I was 3 years out of High school. Thank you.
Wait a I'm dying.
Is it your liver?
No, it's my lungs. Let's put this into perspective, old man.
You need a multi-pass?
I think you need one.
I need a bypass.
Multi-bypass. When I was 8, you potentially were old enough to drink?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Legally.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Yeah, you
Oh.
were legally able to drink. I just got to move past that.
Thank you.
But no, this is my introduction to Jackie Chan, which obviously, especially when I was old enough to like seek out movies on my own, I was like, oh yeah, I got to get more Jackie Chan. But like you, we rented it. Everybody loved it. We laughed. We bought it. I could still remember the VHS box sitting on our little movie stand, and I've pretty much owned it ever since. And I do want to take a moment to sing the praises of someone we haven't talked about in a while. He is a man, nay, a hero, who is frequently blamed for things out of his control, but never thanked for how much good he does for us all. Obviously, I'm talking about Netflix Steve.
Okay.
Because as I was getting ready to watch The Rush Hour, and I was getting the big binder that my wife uses for all of our movies, because we have small children and limited space, because everything is now children's books and toys. So we can't have your, giant multimedia library anymore. So it's all just condensed into a binder. Like so many mixtapes, mixed CDs in the early 2000s.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
And I was like, okay, gotta get it. And the thing is, I need to update my collection. I just haven't had time or money or all that much desire to do it. But you probably know what I'm talking about. You pull and I'm not talking Blu-ray, I'm not talking 4K, I'm talking you pull out an old school DVD and you put it in a modern player. The sound mixing is off.
Okay.
Because all of the music will make your ears bleed. But all the dialogue is little more than a whisper.
Yeah.
I think Marcus Aurelius is talking to me about the dream of Rome when someone talks. Any more than a whisper, and it would be gone, right? So I was like, God damn it. I'm going to have to, volume up, volume down, volume up, volume down.
You don't have smart volume on your TV?
I don't know what that means, Tevis.
It adjusts for that. It'll take into account the volume of the speech versus the explosion, so you don't get this, I can barely hear what they're saying.
If my TV does have it, it is not currently set up for that.
Oh, okay.
You'll have to come over sometime when you have dinner with us and help me fix my TV.
Yeah, I thought I was the grandpa in this relationship, but whatever.
I'm sorry, I haven't popped any major joints recently. Although my left elbow will still pop because this winter, I've told this story, I think. I told the story when it happened. I was headed to work and ended up having to call out, and I slipped on ice on my stoop and fell on the cement steps.
No.
So that day over remember we had that big blizzard come in, right?
Yeah.
Iced everything over. Well, apparently I didn't have as much ice melt down as I thought. So I hit a patch I didn't see. Feet went in the air. I came down on the cement steps. Hurt my back, obviously.
Oh, shit, yeah.
I'm laying there going, you have a big fall. And you're laying there going, you're doing a quick, like, damage report, right? Like, okay, how can I tell how badly I'm hurt? Okay, it doesn't seem too bad. I'm going to try to stand maybe, and we'll see if it gets worse. You kind of like status report. But I'm laying there going like, I'm going to have to try to like get my phone, hope I didn't land on it and break it, and like wake Anna up with a phone call like, can you come outside and help me get up?
Holy shit.
Right? Because, well, you've been to the house. You know the cement steps I'm talking about. I hit that.
Holy shit.
Actually, I was within 6 inches of catching the back of my head on one of the lips. If I had done that, I'd have been
in a hospital.
Yeah. You'd have called me Riley.
Jesus Christ.
See, I'm bringing it all back around to the movies, right? Well, I'm like, okay, I can get up on my own feet. So I get up and I'm hurting bad. I'm like, well, I'm not going into work today. So I go inside, but at the time I'm still playing around with the idea of like, can I make it in? And like my legs are hurting, my back's hurting. And I'm going in the bathroom. I'm like ripping my shirt off to see so I can kind of see what's going on, see if there's anything like obviously protruding or. And Anna ends up waking up because she hears my ass stumbling around. And she's like, I can hear, like, are you all right? And, what I hadn't realized at first was that my left arm wasn't straight. Like, I couldn't straighten my elbow all the way out.
Really?
It was stuck at like a 45-degree notch. And so I'm walking around trying to do stuff, and my arm is just kind of moving almost as if it were in a sling, but not quite that bent. Like if you're in a poorly fitted sling, maybe.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize it at first. And then I looked down because the adrenaline's wearing off and I'm figuring out what's going on. I'm going, oh shit, there's my arm. And I realize it's not straight. So I try to straighten it and I can't. I cannot bend my elbow. So the genius that I am, I'm pissed, I'm hurt, I'm tired. With my good arm, I grab my wrist and just wrench that shit straight.
Yeah.
My elbow pops. It sounded like a gun going off. And this is backed up because my wife comes flying out of the bedroom into the kitchen. What was that? Are you okay? And I go, oh, you heard that? She was all the way she was on the other end of the house in our bedroom. I was in the kitchen. She goes, yeah, I heard. I was like, oh, that was my elbow. I straightened my arm.
Jesus.
And she goes, you need to go to the doctor right now. It had to have been dislocated. I was like, can you dislocate an elbow?
Yeah. Ask Eddie Guerrero.
Okay.
He did that in his first match with the WWF.
What? Okay.
When he did the frog splash. Yeah.
Oh.
He dislocated his shit in that triple threat match.
Yeah.
Or I think it was a 3-way tag team match.
So yeah, I just wrenched that shit back into place. And now periodically, if like, it's pretty okay now because I've been trying to stretch and exercise and like work with it more.
Yeah.
But if I'm stationary for too long, it just kind of like locks up and I have to like pop it back straight.
Look like one of those old action figures that their arms don't move.
Yeah.
You gotta like slowly just run it under hot water. I know that loosens the action figure's joints.
That loosens the joints up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ask any collector of NECA. That's what they have to do to move their joints.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking.
It's okay. Nobody does.
Okay. What are we talking about?
Dislocated elbows. Somehow was regarding Rush Hour. I have no idea how.
No, we got here.
I have no idea.
Anywho, so I was looking up Rush Hour, like, to get writer, director, blah, blah, blah. And it was like streaming.
Something to do with Netflix Steve.
Yeah.
Okay.
Netflix Steve would have caught me. Like he caught me when I was trying to watch Rush Hour, because as I was getting ready to flip through the binder of DVDs, don't know how we got here. I looked, I was like, oh, it says it's streaming on Netflix. I flipped it over and I just threw the DVD case aside. I was like, get out of here, binder. Flipped it over to Netflix and there it was. I was like, thank you, Steve.
Yeah, I didn't have to do that. So I have a copy of it.
I also have a copy of it.
Yeah, but my copy works in my DVD player.
Mine works.
My
It
volume
plays.
works too. I don't have to cover my ears when there's an explosion.
No, you just have to like turn the volume down like 40 notches.
I don't have to do any
Then
of that.
after the explosion, you turn it back up so you can hear Chris Tucker go, damn,
Since when does he sound like Joe Dirt?
damn,
Dang.
dang. No, it's damn. Never mind. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So I was going downstairs and I slipped because I was wearing socks. I live in a split level house, right? And I slip and I go all the way down the staircase. And I'm laying there and I'm trying to figure out how hurt I am. And Anna comes running down. Oh my gosh, are you okay? Are you okay? Like, actually, yeah, I mean, I'm a little hurt, but I think I'm okay. And she goes, I don't think you are. I'm like, what are you talking about? She just points. I look down and my ankle is not the right direction. My foot's basically pointing at me. And I went, oh, that doesn't look good. And she goes, okay, don't move. Let me get the car started. We'll get you to the. I'm like, hon, it'll be fine. I just reached down there like Ken Shamrock. And I snapped shit back into place.
Like
Anna almost vomited.
like Kurt Angle.
And I just flat. And then I got back up and I went about my business.
Okay.
So I was in the middle of math class, right? And I had my flannel jacket on, as always. Or, you know, as you like to put, like a snake shedding its skin. And this kid sitting behind me thought it would be funny and pulled out his lighter and actually hit it on the back, on like the corner of my jacket, which immediately ignited all of the lint on my flannel jacket. And as you can imagine, it has accumulated a little. And it just whoosh. And I'm like, I'm on fire. And I'm on fire in the middle of math class. Thankfully, it went out as quickly as it went up. It was less like I'm flailing and burning and more just like a quick flash. There was a quick flash, some searing heat, and it was over. My math teacher just turned around. What is happening back here? And there's smoke rolling off my jacket. Nothing.
Did you look like Uncle Lewis from Christmas Vacation? Standing in front of a burned up tree.
What the hell are you looking at?
What's the matter with you?
So there I was. Look, I can tell stories about how I've gotten hurt all day, but I'm afraid of Rush Hour must intervene. So the movie opens with the police busting a cargo ship loaded with large containers. And this opening track slaps hard. Because you're like, okay, it's going. Oh, it's building. Oh, yeah. And it just keeps building. And then the drums come in. And
yeah.
And you're just like, oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, this was a cool intro with Hong Kong in the background.
Yes.
The music and all the artifacts that they're loading up onto this boat.
And then all the while, one agent he's diving in and out of wind stealthily, not like, you know, oh God, I'm being shot at. I have to dive through this window. Like, oh, here's an open porthole. That guy's about to turn around. I'm going to jump up and then like squeeze through the porthole and then come out through the door behind him and like take that guy out.
Yeah, very Batman-esque.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm just watching this going, man, Jackie Chan kicks so much ass.
I agree.
And I know there are not many. And I know Tom Cruise has done a lot of things that are worth talking about and highlighting. But Jackie Chan is the greatest actor who does his own stunts, right?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I'd agree.
Like that's
not even
This isn't a hot take,
as
right?
much as I love Tom Cruise and love watching him do his own stunts, just because of the longevity of Jackie Chan, how long he's been doing this, and now he's the best.
And also, they do very different kinds of stunts.
Yes.
Like in that one Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise holds his breath for like 5+ minutes. And I'm like, that's insane. Or he'll do big running jumps and that sort of thing. But the stuff Jackie's doing it's different.
Yeah, it's you mistime something, you're dead.
Well, remember the forklift that's gonna crush him? So
The 2 shipping containers.
with the he's gonna get smashed in between 2 shipping containers. So he runs up the shipping containers and rolls out of the way on top of them.
Yes.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And the whole time you're going, one slip, dead or crippled.
Absolutely. He'll look like Wile E. Coyote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wile E. Coyote.
The only issue I had with this opening sequence is I wish it would have been a little bit longer with the action stuff. It just seemed like he did a few kicks, a few jumps, the shipping container thing, fights one guy and handcuffs him to a forklift, and that's it.
Yeah.
I was a little...
Well, you know why it wasn't longer?
No.
If this were remember, this movie came out in 98. You got to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
If this were a Hong Kong movie, this action sequence would have essentially been the entire first act of the movie, right?
Oh, sure.
But the concern was action sequences will not hold American audience attention.
We're stupid.
So we can't do that for American audiences.
They were wrong.
Right, but we didn't know that, or they didn't trust that that Eastern style of filmmaking would translate. You know, because what we talked about, like, what was it 2014 when we got
Matrix,
or
not the Matrix?
No, that was 99. But even think, although those are longer action sequences, but still not anything crazy. But when I'm talking 2014, I'm talking the first John Wick, the first Equalizer, whatever else. Those are really the first movies where we really started to get, no, this is a Western movie, not a Western genre, but, you know, a movie made in Hollywood, made in the West, designed for Western audiences that embrace a lot of those Eastern filming ideas.
I wish they had embraced it in 98.
So do I.
Yeah.
Well, hey, in 99, we got The Matrix.
Still, we missed out on Jackie Chan.
Yeah, but there's more than enough.
I know. I'm just talking about this movie.
Yeah. But we see him. He catches up to a gentleman in a kind of a sweet white suit named Sang.
He looks pretty cool.
He does look cool.
I like this guy. And I cannot remember the actor's name, but he's been in a couple of things. He was in X-Men Last Stand.
You know what? Yes, he was. He was one of the new henchmen for Magneto, right?
And then I know he was in...
Was he the one that could throw the quills?
Yes.
Okay.
And then he was also in Lost, which I never really watched much of Lost.
I didn't have access to television when Lost came out.
But he was fantastic, as this character is saying.
Yeah.
And the look with the white hair and oh yeah.
That's the thing. He looks great. And he stands there with enough like menace and presence. He pulls it off where you're just like, this is a bad dude. Like he would hurt you.
Absolutely.
If he, I was gonna say needed to. If he wanted to, he would just come over and hurt you.
I agree.
They exchange some words, then they exchange some bullets, and Sang escapes. But while he escapes, the bust is still successful as the police are able to seize the cargo ship filled with millions upon millions of dollars of priceless Chinese artifacts and pieces of art. But I guess they weren't that priceless, as they were able to put a multi-million-dollar price tag on them. So, you know. That's when we meet Counselor Han. He and his British consulate partner Thomas are having dinner. Agent Lee, who is Jackie Chan, Agent Lee comes in, informs them of the successful bust, and Counsel Han is proud to announce that the total dismantling of the crime lord Juntao's empire.
I like that name,
Juntao.
Juntao. That's just a really cool sounding villainous name.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
I'll hold off.
Okay. So they've dismantled the Juntao empire, and Thomas and the rest of the Brits are leaving Hong Kong and finally releasing British control over Hong Kong and giving it back to China.
Yeah, because they're going. Wait, it was Han?
Han.
Yeah, he and his family are going to the Americas.
Yes. Because he's taken on a new council position where he's working over in the Americas.
And Su Young is not real happy about that.
No, Council Han's daughter, Su Young, is not thrilled about moving, and also less thrilled that her self-defense instructor, Special Agent Lee, will not be going with them.
This little girl was so fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
She didn't do the greatest job of acting, but just her overall energy.
You know what, though? Okay. What level of acting skill are we actually grading child actors and actresses on?
Haley Joel Osment.
Sixth Sense?
Sixth Sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
That kid was a freak.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's not fair.
And he still is, because he looks just like he did when he was a kid in The Sixth Sense, but he's got a beard. And I'm like, I don't like this.
There's something uncanny about all this. Also, speaking of uncanny, I see you have some new Batman-based pops, and fucking Man-Bat is staring at me, and all I can think of is the last voyage of the Demeter.
You're welcome.
Just alopecia Man-Bat is staring at me.
Yeah, he's just missing his dong.
Yeah, but at least this one has
pants.
Has pants, which means he's hiding a dong.
Don't want to unleash the beast.
Because if he didn't have a dong, he wouldn't need pants. Anywho, we'll touch on it, but the actress who plays Su Young, I give her all the passes in the world.
Oh, absolutely.
Because she does a great job throughout the whole movie. And there are there are three moments in particular that just like, nope, she was fantastic. Everything else could have been Shelley Duvall at best. But these three moments are like, no, she was very, very good.
I have two.
See, I had two as well, but now I'm calling it three.
Okay, we'll get there.
But as we learn that Han and family are going to America, we, the audience, go to America because Lee tells Su Young not to worry. America is a very friendly place. Smash cut to LA. Stupid fool, get the hell out of the way.
I love it. That
I
was
laughed.
So great.
Stupid fool. And enter Chris Tucker, not Chris Rock.
Yeah, I said Chris Rock last time.
You corrected it at the time.
I can remember.
Well, you were like, not Chris Rock, Chris Tucker. And I was like, yes, I knew who you meant. Chris Rock was too busy doing Lethal Weapon 4.
Ugh.
Stupid fool. So, Agent Carter shows up outside or not even in the back. They're in the front of a busy diner.
Yes, they are.
Doing an arms deal. In my notes, I was like, yep, that's LA.
Ballsy. With Cliff.
Cliff.
You know who Cliff was?
Discount Tom Sizemore.
Oh, it's Chris Penn.
Yes.
That's his name.
Who else? What else has Penn done?
He was in True Romance. He was the partner of Tom Sizemore, the two police officers. that have to mic up.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
What's his name? It was Elliot.
Elliot.
Yeah.
He stabbed what's his face in the heart.
Yeah. He treated you like a son.
Only good 2 seconds of that movie is that line.
It's also Sean Penn's brother.
There you go.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone gives a shit about Sean Penn.
That's how come he shows up twice in this movie.
Because he's Sean Penn's
Because
brother.
he's Sean Penn's brother.
I thought it was because he actually did a really good job.
No, I like Chris Penn. I always have.
I'm like, oh no, he's actually like, he does a really good job.
Yeah, he does.
So Cliff is trying to sell Carter C4. Man, even the Iraqis can't get this stuff. When two uniform cops are heading into the diner, but notice some weird dealings going on outside the trunk of a car. And are like, all right, you two, hands up where we can see them, step away from the car. And Cliff has a gun. And Carter's trying to tell him, like, get the hell out of here. Like, you're ruining this. And they're not picking up on it. And if anything, it just makes them more nervous.
Yeah, this kind of annoyed me. It just, I don't know. It seemed, I don't want to say forced. That's not really the word. But like, okay, so these two cops, they see two guys looking in the trunk of a car and they automatically pull their weapons and are like, what are you guys doing? Stop. Like, nobody would do that.
Well, they didn't pull their guns right away. They're just like, hey, back away from the car.
But what's their, I don't know. I'm looking at it a little too deep. It just seemed.
I think you can't see the forest because of the trees. These are LA beat cops.
Because they saw a black man they wanted to beat.
Well, probably, but they saw Carter and Cliff, who is a shady looking guy in his own right, looking in the trunk of a car in a not, how do I put it? In a conspicuous fashion.
I don't know. It just bothered me. I thought it was kind of dumb.
Well, was it dumb when Cliff shoots that guy in the stomach?
Yes.
Or shoots that other guy in the hand?
And takes his pinky off.
We don't know that yet. He just gets shot. And then gets in his car and peels out and drives away. And Chris Tucker runs out into the road, draws his gun, and just starts firing in the middle of the street. Cliff's like, dude, quit it. I got C4 in the trunk.
Jesus.
He opens the door, bails out of the car. Carter blows the car up, and then he's like, yeah, does a little Chris Tucker dance.
Carter has watched too much Lethal Weapon.
I'm surprised he didn't recognize Jackie Chan from Time Cop, the cop that won't be stopped.
What?
I'm just... You remember in Hot Fuzz, where Nick Frost's character keeps asking Simon Pegg if he's done all these like cliche Hollywood cop things. Like, have you ever fired your gun in the air while going, ah? And he's like, no, I've never fired my gun in the air going,
yeah. Have you ever dived through the air with two guns and firing them at the same time?
No.
Yeah.
Well, there's later in the movie where he's shopping through these cheesy cop movies, and one is Jackie Chan, Time Cop. He's like, oh, Time Cop, the cop that won't be stopped. As he's reading about the movie Time Cop.
Time Cop was Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Was it?
Yes.
I think it was. I'm pretty sure it's a picture of Jackie Chan.
Pretty sure you're incorrect.
I mean, that's possible. I haven't seen Hot Fuzz in a while.
Well, if it was Time Cop, it was Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh, yes, because you're the know-all of Jean-Claude Van Damme movies. I forgot. Excuse me. Hold on, I'm typing in myself. Jackie Quam? What?
Jackie Quam?
Oh no, Super Cop.
Oh,
The cop that.
okay.
Super Cop. Meet the cop that can't be stopped. There it is.
Okay, that makes more sense.
But no, Carter definitely goes to the school of Lethal Weapon, Point Break. super cop.
Yeah.
It's time to shoot guns and kill people
Yeah. Ask questions later if they can.
if they can. Cuts back. We see Council Han and Su Young in America settling in. And we see Su Young with the help of an aide getting ready for school. And her dad is there and they're trying to get things together. And she's like, so, will I see you at the house when I come home? And he's like, no, you won't, because I am going to pick you up from school myself. And he's so genuine, and you just know he means it.
Oh yeah.
And they pinky promise on it, and he spins her around, and sees her off to school. And I do want to pause here for just a sec. Stop me if I'm wrong, but I never am.
Super cop, not time cop, but whatever.
I can't hear you because I'm making a point.
Okay.
And once I'm on the soapbox, I can only hear myself. The only voice I can hear is my own. That got a little Hugo Weaving there.
It very much did. Throw it in the fire. Or just walk right past me and I'll stand here yelling at you. Don't go out that door. Stop going down that mountain.
We already touched on that, I'm pretty sure. Council Han is a minor character in this movie.
Yes.
We learn Council Han takes his job very seriously and he's very good at it.
Yes.
And now I believe we learn that he is a caring and dedicated single father. Because we learn that Su Young's mother passed away at some point.
Yeah. From a failed experiment about
Time cops?
flying rats.
God. No,
And
Su
some
Young,
hair gel.
Su Young does not create any rat birds, okay?
Rat birds. Anyway, sorry.
How much did you just like the character of Council Han?
Oh, I like him.
After the interaction where he's like, no, Su Young, I'm going to pick you up myself.
Yeah, because he's even going to go with her. But he gets a phone call.
Right.
And one of his aides comes out and says, you have a phone call? And he goes, okay, well, here, you go ahead and go. I'll take this phone call. And that's when he does his little thing. And then he goes back in and takes a phone call and nobody's there.
Yeah.
But no, this guy he's a good dude.
Why do we feel more for a side character in an action comedy buddy cop movie than we have for many main characters of other movies we've talked about?
It's a problem.
We see it's everything we need to know is right there in this minor character that we're going to be with throughout the movie. He lost his wife. He's trying to be the best dad he can be for his little girl, and he works very hard. That is all we need to know, and it didn't take long to introduce all these facts to us. And yet, they're still introduced, and we like Council Han.
Yeah, and like you said, it didn't take much. It was just the little thing, and too many other movies are just like, we don't need all that shit.
Yeah.
But it's their main character. It's fine. They'll fall in love with him for whatever reason. You suck.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So now we come up to one of the three that makes Su Young's performance so fantastic that sells her in this movie. Because we see the car transporting Miss Su Young to school, and the one guy's driving, one and the other in the passenger seat, her escort, you might say, as they're stuck in LA traffic, and they look miserable. While Su Young, as loud as she can, is belting out Mariah Carey that's playing on the radio.
Fabulous. I had forgotten about this. It has been so long since I watched it. I had forgotten about this.
Walk by every night.
So good. And she is just into it,
She
man.
is getting it.
And she knew every word.
And the look on those guys is
There's the one in the passenger seat. I swear he was trying not to laugh,
I feel that.
but oh my God. The one on the ride, I don't think anything could make him laugh. But
No.
that little girl, boy, she just belts out that hella tune. It was fantastic.
What a great moment. That was so funny.
And that right there makes you like that character even more. And then what she does next makes you like her even more.
So the car is led away from the traffic by a traffic cop. He might have been super. He may have been time. No, he was traffic cop.
I think he was maniac cop.
No, he was definitely just a traffic.
Just a traffic. Okay, just regular cop.
I mean, I think he was dirty, but
Oh yeah, dirty cop.
Yeah.
Okay.
traffic cop. The only thing dirtier than the smog is the one directing the traffic.
It's a hell of a tagline.
Yeah, it is. Hold on, writes down movie idea. Hold on. Screenplay idea. Traffic cop. The Soo Young's car is isolated, and a police officer walks up to the window, and we recognize it as Sang. And they're like, "What's the problem, officer?" "Oh, no problem, just rush hour."
Oh my God! They said the name of the movie in the movie
Why do people have to do that?
because they think it's
Clever.
and when they're typing that out, they're just like, "Oh yes, yes." Like, settle down there, whatever writer name.
Relax, Beavis. What
Yeah.
are you doing?
You're fine.
And then Sang shoots the two escorts and then opens up the back to get Soo Young. But you know what Soo Young does more and better than 95+% of the leading women we see get kidnapped?
What's up a fight?
She fights back big time.
Yeah, she puts a hurting on the guy.
Gouges his eye, kicks him in the face a few times, bloodies him. Her necklace that Agent Lee gives her as a token of their friendship and as a goodbye had come off. She grabs it and whips it, and the pendant cuts Sang's face, leaving a wicked eye scar.
Just making his look even cooler, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, good job there, Soo Young.
She was trying.
You
though.
made him even more menacing looking.
The thing is, she gets away.
She does.
And she starts running when out comes someone on a motorcycle who intercepts her and picks her up and then hightails it to a windowless panel van. So as they're handing her off, she like double kick, like drop kicks the bicycle guy in the head.
Oh, yeah.
I was
She's
like,
still fighting.
Thank God he's got a helmet on. She'd have rang his bell.
She would have. So good for her.
And now part 2 of what really sells Soo Young. Not only that she fights back, but like the emotion that the actress is putting into it is, I'm just like, this is so good.
So if we're counting this as two separate things, I was including this as one, the singing and the fighting.
Yeah.
As one moment. I have 3.
Okay.
Okay.
But Soo Young is kidnapped. Then we cut back to Carter regaling all of his fellow officers in the bullpen about what happened at the weapon bust last night. He opened the trunk, 10, 15 guys come out. I just start slapping everybody around. Then 2 stupid cops show up. I would save their life. Maybe it's in the paper. No, it's not. It don't matter. And that's when what's her face shows up.
Johnson?
Yeah, thank you. That's
Elizabeth
when
Pena?
Yeah, that's when Johnson shows up because she was supposed to be Carter's partner on this because she is Bomb Squad.
Correct.
And she's like, "This is why no one wants to work with you. You're an asshole." And we learn that Carter's the only guy on the force without a partner. No one wants to work with him because Carter sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think he's a very good cop.
What is now? I'm trying to remember what Johnson says to lead into it. Of where they're the LAPD and they're in this together. And he's like, Johnson, come on. We're the LAPD. We're the most hated cops in all the free world. My own mama is ashamed of me. She tell everybody I'm a drug dealer. That made me laugh.
So there were a number of people who were considered for the role of Carter.
Okay.
Martin Lawrence.
He was. Wait, is this pre Bad Boys? When did Bad Boys come out?
No, this is after Bad Boys.
Okay.
Wesley Snipes.
Oh, gross. I don't like that.
Chris Rock.
He was doing Lethal Weapon 4.
Dave Chappelle. And Eddie Murphy.
No, I don't.
This has Eddie Murphy dripping off of it.
Oh, yeah.
This is... Eddie Murphy turned this down to do Holy Man.
I've never heard of Holy Man.
Nobody else has either. And Wesley Snipes turned it down to do Blade.
Honestly, I think he may have made the right call for himself.
I agree.
Regardless of what you think about the movie Blade or even the franchise,
I love Blade.
Those movies were a big deal for him. Like that might have been a good call.
Absolutely.
Also, though, can you see Wesley Snipes pulling this off? I don't know if I can see it.
That's not humorous.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So, and same way with Chris Rock. It's not humorous.
Well,
because Chris Rock's not funny.
Well, that's true. But think about when I think about Chris Rock and Martin Lawrence's style of humor.
Very similar.
That's not this character.
No, it's Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Basically.
I feel, yeah.
Because he does a few things later on that are very Axel Foley-ish.
But he doesn't have the sweet synthesizer. Wait. Is that what this movie needs?
Absolutely.
I don't need any provocation to break out into Axel F.
Hell yes. I'm gonna overlay the actual song on top of what you're doing, just so you know.
Just so everyone knows how perfect
how spot on perfect it is.
That would require you to add sound effects when you edit like you used to before you were like, I don't care anymore.
You're fucking lazy.
Man, those early episodes, you were just like boom, clips and noises and sound effects and cut-ins and
yeah, we're too big for that shit now. We're too big.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's the reason.
So
got sidetracked by Axel F.
Always. Those stunt doubles. The FBI learned.
That's how Carl Weathers got his big break.
Oh my God. Would Beverly Hills Cop been better with Carl Weathers?
Yeah, absolutely.
As Axel Although that movie would have never left the apartment scene when they try to jump Axel to kill his buddy Nick. They'd try to knock out, Carl Weathers. Axel, he just turned around and ate that guy's face.
Yeah, there would have had to been 12 of them.
Remember that we were talking about The Incredibles. Remember when Mr. Incredible gets fed up with his boss and throws him through 14 walls? That's what would have happened to that guy.
Yeah.
Carl Weathers would have just picked him up and that would have been it.
You would have corrected that lazy eye.
Or just made the other one match. Oh no, he's gone cross-eyed. Gosh, her eyes, they're not crossed anymore. Damnedest thing, falls down a well, eyes crossed, gets kicked in the head by a mule, they go back again.
It's weird.
Oh. So, because of the kidnapping of Soo-young, the FBI are on it, but Han has called in some reinforcements from Hong Kong because he knows there's only one man he can trust to bring his daughter home.
Super Cop.
And that's Time Cop. The Super Time Cop. Agent Lee coming from Hong Kong. And he's already on his way. The FBI needs someone to run distraction. I love this line. So, we'll get a rookie, have him show this guy around, follow a few fake leads, see the sights, and just keep him out of our hair till we can get this solved. Well, Russ, why would we do this to one of our own men? What are you talking about? Well, I mean, if we have to embarrass somebody, why not the LAPD?
It makes sense
When it cuts
in a shitty way.
when it cuts to Carter's captain, what are you talking about? It's a bullshit assignment. No, it's a disgrace. And it's a disgrace to me, a disgrace to my department, and a disgrace to whoever would take such a bullshit job. No, we're not going to do it. Russ, I'm sending him right over. Because as he's saying, no, here comes Carter across the windows out in the hallway. And he's like, you know what? He's on his way.
I got your guy.
The captain gives Carter the fake assignment, and Carter goes to join the FBI. He shows up at the consul's house and gets the G-14 classified mission and is ultimately told the truth about it. He's not happy.
I love when he first gets there though, and he's like goes out to that one guy. Hey, I'm gonna need one of those earpieces like right away. So please hop to it. Yeah. And then he's like, okay, who's talking to him? How long have they got? We need to find out everything we can about who might be against the Han consulate. Blah blah blah. He's just trying to take over, and they're just like, what the fuck?
Well, yeah, that's when the guy running it, FBI agent Russ, is like, who the hell is this guy? And they're like, he's here for that special assignment. All right.
Oh yeah.
Carter's pissed, but learns if he doesn't play along, he will be suspended for 2 months without pay. So he's stuck.
I hate when movies do this. When Carter's on the phone with his boss, and there's the room full of cops, and Johnson's there, and his boss is talking to him, and they're all laughing. And you could tell it's so fake, like such fake laughter.
Like liar, liar in the boardroom.
Yeah. Ugh.
Dickhead. Like when we laugh at each other's jokes. It's so forced.
Oh my God, time cop.
You son of a bitch. That's one of the meanest things you've ever said to me.
But no, it distracts the shit out of me every time I watch it.
Oh yeah. Now, although okay, let's play on this scene just a minute longer.
Okay.
All the other cops are in the captain's office listening to the phone call, and they're laughing. It's all fake. But how the gap in acting ability between the captain and everyone else, could it be any wider?
Oh yeah.
Because when the captain's like, because at first he's like, Captain, this is bullshit. Tell him you made a mistake. He's like, Carter, I'll tell you this. If you don't do it, you're suspended 2 months without pay. How do you like that? Well, that's bullshit. What am I supposed to do? Well, I'm sure you and Mr. Lee are going to have a really good time.
Yeah, I like that.
When he's trying not to laugh.
Yeah. Trying to just play it off as still being serious, but he knows he's full of shit.
Can't hold it in. How good is that moment?
That was good.
Then everyone chuckle fucks around.
Yeah. It's like, no.
But the captain's so good. And I recognize him. Law and Order, right? Like OG.
That I can't recall.
Law and Order, perhaps, but I can't think of his name. But he's on, and now we finally get our buddy cops meet as Carter goes to pick Lee up from the airport, and he's like, do you speak any English?
Just like any asshole who's speaking to someone who doesn't.
No, just like any asshole American.
That's true.
Be honest.
That's true. Like any asshole American.
Oh, you don't understand English. Well, obviously, if I speak slower and louder, you're going to obviously understand me. Although I know you prefer it when they don't talk so fast, because even though they're speaking English, I can't understand them.
Damn Australians.
Oi!
Fuck. You can't.
Hey, we're not talking about Australians. We can't just throw that word around.
I was talking to you.
Oh,
okay. What are you doing? No, okay, so Carter meets up with Lee at the airport.
Yeah.
And he drops this line.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
No, and he says, This assignment is such bullshit. Mr. Rice-A-Roni doesn't even speak American. It's like, oh, God.
Does it hit too close to home for you?
It's terrible.
Wait, it's a terrible line or terrible on how accurate it
It's
is?
a terrible line.
Mr. Rice-A-Roni don't even speak American.
I guess it's accurate because it does kind of show how ignorant he is, Carter.
Yeah.
But because okay, I'm gonna go ahead and give out my first award.
No, we're not. That's not what we're doing.
Fine, I'll wait.
We have a format. We have a plan.
We do?
Yes.
Since when?
We just talked about it.
Okay.
When? Then. When will then be now? Soon.
We're at now.
We need to go to then now. Wait a minute. When does this happen in the movie? Now. What's happening now is happening now.
I love Spaceballs.
I wasn't even gonna elaborate. It's just if you knew, you knew. Do you understand the words coming out of my mouth? So Carter takes Lee. He's like, screw it. I'm gonna solve this case by myself. And they go to the what is it? Is it outside? What is it?
The Chinese theater.
Chinese theater.
Yeah, I mean, this one is kind of meh.
Yeah.
And they go to the Chinese theater so he can talk to one of his informants, the star map guy.
Yeah.
Gets absolutely nothing.
For $45, I don't know his name. For $45, you better tell me something. For $45, I don't know his name.
Yeah, what does he get? He just gets that a guy is buying weapons and explosives.
Well, he learns that there is a guy in Chinatown buying up guns, explosives, and people like he's getting ready to start a war.
Yeah, and that's all he gets.
Yeah, but that's something.
Yeah,
but also, if Carter hadn't been so cheap, he probably could have found out everything else he needed to find out.
That is true.
Although, did you notice what the star map guy was shouting? I've never noticed it until this viewing.
Find him and stalk him.
Star maps! Get your star maps! Find them and stalk them! Find them and stalk them! Find them and stalk them! And that, I've never caught that before, and it made me laugh.
Yeah, I like that. I don't condone it. I just thought it was funny.
So Lee is getting fed up with, getting dicked around. He's got a job to do. He's got to see the council.
He tells him to wait here by John Wayne's star. Maybe you'll see one of your cousins or something.
Yeah.
Like, God damn.
So while Chris Tucker's playing grab ass for $45, he gets on a tourist bus. Jackie Chan does. Lee, he gets on a tourist bus. So that's when Carter looks up, sees him, and Lee waves and sits because he thinks he got away. So Carter runs, chases the bus, climbs up top. They mess around. Then Carter starts posing for pictures for the tourists. So Lee jumps off the bus onto a street sign, then falls off the streets or jumps off the street sign to a truck full of pallets, and then rolls off that. Is it from there he jumps into the open RV?
Right. Yeah. The access hatch, I guess.
Whatever it is on an RV from the roof, and then swings down, says hi to the kids, goes out the door, gets in a taxi.
Yes. Yeah, and then we get this little car chase where Lee's in the cab. Carter has to commandeer a motorcycle, and he stops the cab, and they have this back and forth with their guns. They're pulling one gun, and Lee takes the gun from him, and Carter pulls out another gun. And then the taxi driver pulls out a gun. They all three have Berettas.
Yeah.
And then he says something to Carter. The taxi driver says something to Carter. Then Lee interrupts and says, "Oh, no, I'm just teaching him how to take a gun from a suspect." And then we get that gong. I'm like, God damn, do we need the gong?
Okay. We probably didn't need a gong sound effect, but that's what we got.
And it happens more than once.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a little at first I was gonna say on the nose, but that's not the right phrasing. It might be a touch unnecessary.
It's a little insensitive.
I suppose it could be seen that way, yes. But now we know Lee speaks English because not speaking isn't the same as not being able to speak. You seem like you like to talk. So I like to let people who like to talk, because that's how you can find out exactly how full of shit they really are.
I love that line.
What the hell did you just say to me?
I love that line. It's so good and accurate.
Not speaking isn't the same as not being able to speak. So now they're back. Oh, then we get the Beach Boys.
Don't even touch a black man's radio, boy.
Beach Boys, great American music. So they go to the pool hall. Now to the next actual part. They go to the pool hall because Carter has another informant.
Yes.
They go through the pool hall, and in the back room, they're playing illegal poker. And it's Carter's cousin owns and runs this whole operation.
Yes.
But Lee doesn't know that. And Carter's trying to put on a big show for Lee. Now, Carter is using a very specific greeting with everyone that you may need to be African American to use.
You most definitely need to be. There's none of that. You might be able to get away with it if you have a black friend. No. I don't even care if your black friend gives you permission. No.
I have to make a phone call.
Absolutely not.
Well, while Carter's putting on a big show, Lee goes and waits at the bar, not realizing the facts that we just discussed. He greets the bartender in such a fashion.
So I have a friend.
What's up, my?
Yeah.
What did you just say? You have a friend that gave you permission?
No.
Oh.
So I have a friend.
Okay.
And he was dating a white girl.
Sure.
He was black.
Okay.
In case you haven't been able to fill in the blanks.
Okay. I mean, I think I figured that out.
Okay, good.
When does he snap a limb back into place?
Well, I know of a time when they were out on the town, and every once in a while he would say that word.
Sure.
Well, it got to the point where she thought it was appropriate that she could say it.
Oh, no.
And they were out. She said it. I don't know the context of what environment they were in, but he just looked at her and was like, "You need to shut the fuck up right now. Like, what are you doing?" No. And I'm like, yeah, why? Well, no.
Under what context would you assume I'm just going to drop the N one?
No. Yeah, she didn't end it in the hard R.
It ended with an A. But guess what? That's not.
No.
If you are, especially if you are white, you can't use that one either.
No.
Just don't.
Just let it go. Let them. Nope. That's their word. It's like they can't say good credit score.
Oh my God!
Why can we say?
Well, we're obviously going to edit that out.
I'm kidding. I'm allowed to say that because I have a black friend.
I don't think it works now. I mean, we have such privileges as being able to say, yes, let me introduce you to my father. And edit.
Hang on, I got an email from Spotify. Wait. Canceled. Okay. God.
Edit.
Nope.
What do you mean no? I'll start saying stuff that you definitely have to edit.
Oh, God. I'm sorry. I was saying it was funny with the Spotify joke I just did.
Oh. I'll just yell.
You're not talking about Stallone. What are you doing?
I can't even remember.
Rocky.
Was it Rocky?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So,
So he's meeting up with his cousin.
and we're back. This is where you edit us back in. So, Lee greets the bartender like this, and a really cool bar fight breaks out.
Oh, this is so cool. Yeah, I like this a lot.
And it's mostly one-on-one as Lee fights the bartender, then like one of the patrons and another patron, another patron. But this fight scene does several things like really well. Is A, we know Lee could handle everybody in this bar. We already know that. And we see it happen. But you know what we also still see? Him struggle.
Oh, yeah.
Because first he gets taken by surprise. Okay, he got taken by surprise. Fight's going on. Oh, then we see him outmuscled by a guy twice his size. When they're doing the hand grip.
I don't want any trouble. And then he grabs him by his hand. And,
just starts bending it back. He's just like, ah. So we're still seeing him struggle because that's kind of what makes the fight interesting and entertaining. But if you notice, when the fight starts, the bartender grabs him, pulls him up onto the bar, throws him in a choke, and starts hitting him, and then like throws him off the bar. He goes neck first into the pool table. Throughout the fight, he keeps getting hit in like the throat. And the entire fight, he's selling that his throat just keeps just getting pounded on.
Jackie Chan does a great job of not only all the martial arts stuff, but having great comedy timing in all that martial arts stuff. It's fantastic to watch. It's so engaging to watch him actually win the fight a little bit and then lose the fight more often than he's winning, but somehow does some weird twist kick thing or use an object in the environment. Like when the bartender's got him in the headlock, he uses his feet to grab the bar stool and flip it up and hit the guy in the head. I'm like, holy shit, this is fantastic shit. Like all of it.
It looks great.
It looks great. The storytelling you were talking about, him not always winning. It's like 98% of the time he doesn't win.
Right.
But he manages to squeeze it out and win. It's great.
And you're not watching him get choked or, get overpowered, or you're not watching him going, oh, puss.
Oh, no.
Baby. You're watching him struggle and fight hard, and then he wins, and you're like, yeah. That was awesome. It doesn't, showing vulnerability does not ruin your image. It makes your fight scene fun and engaging.
Absolutely.
Black Adam.
Yeah, take notes, Dwayne.
Let's see. They do eventually get to the consulate. Y'all seen a little Chinese dude around here about this tall, steel wheel on his arm? Go screw yourself. Excuse me? Said go screw yourself. You take your sensitive ass in there and let me in before I get out this truck and start slapping somebody.
Yeah, this was another cool scene where he's doing all this fighting and flipping and shit with a steering wheel handcuffed to him.
Yeah.
And he does that thing with the belt where he takes that guy's belt off and the gun falls, and then he kicks it up with his feet and catches it, and just great.
And actually there's a really great comedic moment in all of this, and it's the right kind of comedy. Because it's funny but it doesn't, you're not like, haha, what an idiot. It doesn't take away from the seriousness of the character of Lee or the ability of Jackie Chan. It doesn't make anyone else in the scene look bad. When he scales the wall.
Oh, yeah.
And then he gets to the top, and then he looks over, and there's a security camera eye level right in his face. He's like, oh, shit. And he turns it.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's great.
But no one no one is the butt of that joke.
Nope.
It's a harmless joke that adds a little levity and fun to the scene, but doesn't detract from anyone.
So I got 2 issues with the FBI people in this.
Okay. Is that the one guy has the world's largest military grade sniper rifle with scope, but is running down the driveway like he's going to shoot it like a shotgun?
Like, what are you doing?
No scope.
There's 2 of them.
He's going to do a 360 no scope.
Absolutely.
He just got done playing Halo 2 and he's going to 360 no scope.
So ridiculous. Like, you got this giant scope on this rifle.
Wait, was that one of the...
That was one of them.
Yeah!
Yeah. But there's 2 of them. There's 2 of them coming down the sidewalk. Like, yeah, no.
What? You should be on the roof.
You should be on
asshole.
the roof across the street. Like, bunch of idiots. And then you even see him later in the hallway, because when Lee gets into the consulate's bedroom,
Yeah,
beats up those 2 guys, and the consulate's like, "Oh, Han, hey, thank you." And then he opens the door. Han opens the door. There's that mob of FBI guys, and there's 2 of them standing back there with these fucking guns that can barely fit down the hallway. But the other one is that one when Lee shows up at the house, gets out of the cab, and he goes up to the door or the gate, and the 2 FBI guys are responding to their boss. I'm like, "Yeah, there's Asian guy just pulled up. He asked about Han's daughter," and they immediately pull a gun. He's like, is there any like de-escalation that is being taught here in the FBI?
Well, also, de-escalation would assume that there was something that the situation needed to be de-escalated. Lee was about as calm as you can be.
He's just like, I want to talk to Consular Han. It's about his daughter. They're like, "Hey, fucking get on the ground.
Yeah.
You said the D word." I'm like, no.
Well, they're American.
And that's kind of what I think we're going for here.
Yeah. So we all regroup, and Carter's there, and Lee's there, and Han is there, and the FBI, and it all comes to light. But Carter is running off at the mouth, as he do, and picks up the phone to call someone, except right before he picks up the phone, it starts to ring. So he inadvertently answers the phone and intercepts the ransom call, where Sang is letting them know that they want $50 million in, these denominations. This is where you drop it off, blah, blah, blah.
I love that he asks for $10 million in tens.
Yes.
And Carter's like taking his order like he would at a McDonald's.
You want any 5s with that?
You want any 5s with that?
What's your name? What's my name? What's your name, man? You called me. What do you want to know my name for? I just want to be able to tell the counselor who was responsible for his daughter's death because he talks too much. And I just went, God, Sang is a badass.
Sang is a badass.
Like, he just dropped. He's like, no, I just want to be able to let Han know who got his daughter killed because he won't shut up. So they go to the drop because the FBI is able to trace the call, and the SWAT team is storming in. And Lee's like, this is wrong. Like, if you were asking for that much money, you wouldn't meet here. This makes no sense. Like, this is all not right. And he's trying to explain this to the FBI. They tell him to leave. They don't believe him, or they just don't care. It's not that they don't believe him. They just don't care.
They just don't care. Yeah.
They don't need his help. They're the FBI. And then a phone rings in the building. The SWAT team answer it for reasons. And the room explodes. Actually, the whole floor of the building explodes, killing all of them.
Yes. Did you notice when the explosion happens, there's a shot where you can see the roof of the neighboring building? There are crew members actually standing on the roof watching the explosion.
Oh, no, I missed that.
Yeah.
That's funny. Now I'm going to have to go back and watch.
They're on the far left, and you can see them all. There's like 4 or 5 of them just standing there watching.
Yeah.
Like, oh. Can't do that shot again because of the explosion. But shit, it's been how many years? And
they're union.
Yeah.
I think it's part of they're allowed to do that, I think. So realizing that they're kind of gotta, if they want to do it and do it right, they gotta do it themselves. So Carter and Lee go back to Carter's precinct where Cliff is being held.
Oh, hang on.
Okay.
Because this, right after the explosion, is when you get the Carter sees Sang,
Oh, that's right.
and then you get the foot chase.
No, Lee sees Sang.
That's what I said.
No, you said Carter.
No, I said Lee.
Lee sees Sang.
We'll play
That's
the
hard
tape.
to say.
Lee sees Sang in the alley.
Gives chase.
Gives
Carter
chase.
sees Lee and chases after Lee. Hey, where you
Yes.
going?
So as much of a badass as Sang looks and talks, he runs like Steven Seagal.
First of all, that's not true because I have it on good authority that Steven Seagal doesn't run.
Have you ever seen Steven Seagal run?
Honestly, no, I haven't. I've seen him do fight scenes in rolly chairs because he's so big he can't get up and do them.
Go on YouTube and just search for Steven Seagal running.
Yeah.
There's like a whole compilation, and it's so weird because he like flails his arms like they're like little chicken.
But he's never done it before.
It's ridiculous. This was back when he was thin and actually a movie star for some reason.
Mafia.
Probably.
No, it's documented at this point.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
no,
keep track
there
of
were
it.
mob ties. It's a whole thing. Yeah, there's a documentary about it.
Oh, well, shit. I want to watch that.
But no,
then-
he wasn't athletic thin. He was drugs thin.
Probably, yeah.
He did cocaine and a lot of it, and he didn't eat much.
As much as Jean-Claude Van Damme.
What?
Much cocaine as Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Oh, was Van Damme a big coke guy?
Yeah. I guess he was spending like $10,000 a month on cocaine at one point in his career.
I'm surprised he had that kind of money
Oh, he was a big star there for the longest time.
for the longest
For
time.
the longest time. Like 10 years.
For the longest time.
Okay, so I'm going to edit that out too. But no, and also when Lee and Sang get into it, when Sang has that axe.
See, here's the thing. So you're like, oh, he's running, but we think of him as this kind of badass guy, but he doesn't run until Lee's after him.
Right.
Which sells how big of a badass Lee is.
Oh, absolutely.
But when he's got the advantage and thinks he can take it, Sang goes after him with a fireman's axe.
Hard too. I don't know who that's. I don't know if it was the actor that was actually doing or a stuntman.
It looked like Sang.
He's trying to legitimately take off Jackie Chan's head a few
Yeah.
times. Like, man, this was a cool scene. But then they run. Carter catches up. They go across this rickety scaffolding.
Mm-hmm.
Sang falls. He drops something. Then Carter or Lee goes across, falls through it a little bit. That's when Carter comes and they break through it completely.
Yeah.
And they find this device that Sang had dropped. That's when they take that to Johnson because Johnson knows what this device might be.
Why didn't you tell me about the floor? I did. No, you didn't. I did. What'd you say? I said, stop. I don't know what you be saying. So now they go to the precinct because they know they have something. They take it to Johnson. She explains it looks like a detonator. So from there, they take it to Cliff, where Carter's playing games and trying to get Cliff to touch it or admit it to some kind of connection to it. And that's when Cliff's like, you think I'm pretty stupid, don't you? Not going to do it. He goes to leave. That's when Lee intercepts. And he's like, look, I don't care about you. I don't care about him. I only care about the little girl. Give me a name. And that's where Cliff is able to give them the name Juntao. Juntao has kidnapped.
Yeah, he gives them the name and where to find them.
Oh, yeah.
At the restaurant.
The Fu Chow restaurant in
Yes.
Chinatown. So they go to the restaurant, but they're scoping it out, trying to wait to see. That's when we get our sweet war montage.
I love this.
But you know what? We're at a point where now a generation of people could be hearing this who don't know what song we're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. Huh. Yeah. Well,
What is it good for? Absolutely nothing.
Say it again, y'all. Man, everybody know war. Everybody knows war.
Everybody knows war.
Jen, everybody knows war. But then we see they're bonding and, teaching each other stuff. And then at the end of it, they see Sang enter the restaurant. Also, Jackie Chan orders them food from a Chinese food truck. And he's like, that's when Carter gets his, and he looks, damn, Chen, this is some greasy shit. Why don't you got any better food, like some wings or some baby back ribs or something? No soul food here, Chinese food. I didn't say anything about soul food. I say you got any better food. He's like, that's what Lee, come on, man. I'm no punk bitch.
I'm no punk bitch.
that old Chinese man, I'm no punk bitch. What? I ain't no punk bitch. I'm no punk bitch. Makes me laugh every time.
Me too. I like that one.
But that's when they see Chan enter the restaurant. And so they devise their plan. They go in. Carter does what Carter does. He fast talks his way.
Very Axel Foley-ish.
Yes. You know what? Absolutely. He gets in there. Lee follows shortly after. And this is where we learn that Juntao is Thomas Griffin, the old white man from Hong Kong.
So they do this thing.
Played by Tom Wilkinson.
They do this thing. The waitress goes up after Carter is like, no, I want to speak to Juntao. Waitress goes up, speaks to Sang, and then he tells the guy behind the camera that you can't really see, someone's asking for Juntao. And then you see the Dr. Claw moment.
Yes.
Where you see the arm come out and just that's all you see.
Gadget. That's hot Dr. Claw reference, man. Hell
that's
yeah.
The first thing that came to my mind after I was rewatching this. I'm like, where's the cat? Like,
where's Penny and Brain?
Yeah, exactly. But yes, we see that Juntao is Tom Wilkinson.
And I just went, oh, it's the old white man.
Yes.
The old white British man. And he gives instructions that Lee and Carter are not to leave the restaurant alive. Mm-hmm. Obviously, he leaves. They move. Su Young. Big comical fight breaks out that I actually really enjoy. Wait. Which one of you all kicked me? Me.
It's a big old guy. It's like, goddamn.
Yeah. You see Carter like looking him up down. Okay.
Yeah. And then we get the where Carter is on the ground and Sang throws in that handkerchief.
Oh yeah, wipe yourself off. You're bleeding. Great. I love that line.
The line's cool. The delivery is cool. Sang is cool.
Yes. And I still buy him as a credible threat because I am not Jackie Chan.
Exactly. Same.
And that's the thing. It's like, oh no, the only person who stands up to him is Lee. And he's head and shoulders above everybody. So yeah. I can't feel bad for not being as good as Lee, but that means I don't want to mess with Sang.
Yeah. There's only a couple of moves that Lee does that I could do, but I wouldn't be able to move after I did that one. So I would be
You would be in bed all the next day.
The moment where he jumps over that chair and kicks that guy and then lands in the chair. Yeah, I could do that. But then I would be confined to that chair for the rest of my life.
Except if one of us did it, the legs would snap out from underneath the chair.
Yeah, they would go through the floor.
All the people in the restaurant would just look up as these 4 wooden spikes come down.
Yeah. It looked like Clark Griswold's legs coming out and landing on the bunk bed.
So could we do them? Yes. Would it have the same flair? No, it would have different flair. I'm just picturing just the legs, all of them breaking outward diagonally, just like a cartoon horse that gets overloaded with weight, and it just it sprawls out. That would be the chair.
Absolutely.
So, They get in trouble with the FBI because they messed up again and interfered with the drop. The exchange.
Question.
Yes. Yes.
Why would you plan to have the drop behind the building that you're in?
I don't know.
That's kind of dumb.
You know what? Yes, it is.
Okay.
You're not wrong.
Okay.
So Lee is sent home. Carter is sent back to the LAPD. Now, granted, you got to remember, this is pre 9/11. So Carter goes to the airport, gets a mechanic's disguise, and hijacks a scissor lift, and then gets on the plane, pulls an Axel Foley.
He does. Yeah.
Talks his way into getting the plane delayed, and then he and Lee have a heart-to-heart about their dads and what it means to be a cop, and it's time to go to work.
We're on to the exhibition.
Yes, they get Johnson involved because they know there's explosives involved, and now they go to the Chinese exposition.
Exhibition.
Exposition.
No,
yeah, but it says the Chinese
Expo.
Yeah.
Exhibit.
No.
Exhibition.
No, it wasn't exhibition.
It's exposition.
Wait a minute. When you say I'm going to the insert something here expo.
Yeah.
EXPO.
Yes.
What is that short for?
Exposition.
Yes.
Yeah. That's what I said.
That's what I said.
I said exposition.
Do you understand the
Exhibition.
words that are it's not exhibition.
They're at the Chinese Expo.
They are at the expo. that's when it's like, oh man, we gotta get all these people out of here. I'm gonna cause a distraction. Get them all out of here. I'll be right back. Attention, everyone. There has been a bomb threat on the building. I need you to all please remain calm and in an orderly fashion as soon as you can. Exit the building. Thank you. And everyone's just kind of him-hawing like, did you hear what the hell I said? There's a bomb. Get the hell out of here.
Titties.
Titties. You better move them titties. You better get the hell out of here before you get bomb, blow your ass up. Get out of here.
So yeah, that's when Mr. Wilkinson makes his move.
Yes, we get the grand bad guy reveal.
Okay. So I'm not sure what their plan was at this expo.
Yes.
But Sang is dressed as a bartender behind the bar.
Yes.
We know, and they know, that Lee recognized him multiple times. Why is he front and center?
I don't think they were counting on Lee and Carter to be there.
You think it's because they had him sent back to China? They were like, oh yeah, he's going to be gone, so we're fine.
Yeah. See, they knew that Lee, left to his own devices, is so straight-laced, he would just do what he was told. They weren't counting on the wild card.
Axel Foley, I mean...
Detective James Carter.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. Still kind of lame, but okay.
Big gunfight ensues. Juntao, Thomas, he's escaping. Lee gives chase.
Hang on.
Oh, wait. The third greatest.
The third
moment.
The third moment with the little girl.
So during the big bad guy monologue,
the standoff,
Carter sneaks out, knocks out the guy guarding the van that has Soo Young in it, tries to rescue her, realizes Soo Young's vest is wired to explode if it's taken off. So he can't take it off. So he drives the van through the building. It's like, Juntao, got something for you. Come on, you've been talking about blowing shit up. Look what I got. It's your bomb.
Yeah. Push the button.
Push the button. Come on, push it. Push the button. Push the goddamn button.
And Soo Young's like, what are you doing?
Just play along.
And that's when she's like, push the goddamn button.
And that's when even Carter's like, oh, I took it too far. I made the little girl say goddamn. You heard what she said.
Yeah, so good.
And that is the third moment where it's like, nope, that is so perfectly done. The actress playing Soo Young, hot fire.
Yeah, she gets all the passes.
She earned them.
Yeah, absolutely.
What, Carter kills Sang, Juntao falls and dies.
Yeah, wipe yourself off. You dead.
You dead.
Lame.
Yeah, it didn't carry the same.
No.
I still like that it's there, but let's face it, Carter's not as cool as Sang was.
No.
That's not his fault.
That's not, no. Not everybody needs a cool catchphrase comeback line.
Sarah.
Zing! That's what he should have said. That's what he should have said after he killed Sang. Zing, Sang.
Why did you? What was that sideways peace sign? Are you Jeff Hardy? How old are you?
No, that's the.
Look out, everyone! Team Extreme is coming down the aisle.
Oh God, those guys are terrible.
We need our camera. I never realized how visual we are until we've been working on getting the camera going.
You all missed me doing the stupid Jeff Hardy
Dance
finger flap
and the
headbang. I don't know.
The finger flap.
I don't know what else to call it.
I'm with you. I know exactly what you're talking about.
I bet if I Google Jeff Hardy finger flap, it's either going to send me to the WWE website or Pornhub, and I'm almost scared to do it.
Hey, could be an OnlyFans. I don't know.
Let me check. Go ahead. Finger.
Why are you typing that?
It automatically filled it in. Jeff Hardy finger flappers.
What does that mean?
I don't know. Hey, nothing but Jeff Hardy
doing his Jeff Hardy dance.
Jeff Hardy dance, Team Extreme. I get the sort of shocker pose.
Never say that again. The sort of shocker.
That's what it is. It's very similar to the shocker pose. Anyway.
Oh.
Raise that pinky, Jeff.
Oh my God.
Where are we at?
We're at the credits.
Did people die?
Yes, Carter and Lee go to Hong Kong because Carter's going to take 2 weeks of vacation and inadvertently stumble into the sequel. Then credits roll and we get bloopers.
Blooper reel.
We talk about it every time it comes up. Blooper reels during the credits are always fantastic and we should have them more often.
I want to see that would have been the best way to end Braveheart. With some blooper reel.
Okay, think about how funny it would have been if during the credits we see the axe come down and we see the wedding cloth fall out of William's hand, and then it cuts to Steven and Hamish just sitting there crying, and then from off screen just walks Mel Gibson. Hey guys, what are we crying about?
Yeah. Might have taken away a little bit of the dramatic moment of the ending.
But we're at credits. It doesn't matter.
It's credits. Yeah. I don't think it would have been quite as hard hitting.
Okay. So we're at credits, right? We did it.
Yeah, we're at credits.
Okay. Ratings. IMDb 7. 7.
Oh, 7.
7.
I thought you were pausing for dramatic effect.
Nope, just a 7.
Okay.
Rotten Tomatoes 62% for a grand total of 132 rating points. I disagree with both of these.
I definitely disagree with the 62.
Ratings. I'm sorry, reviews.
Okay, reviews.
Ebert.
This is actually Ebert.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is the man. Rush Hour is a reliable friend. The Onesie movie pairing two opposites, Neither original ones a casting, but together they make an exciting team. Or no, I'm sorry. They make an entertaining team.
Okay.
3 stars. Suck it, Die Hard. How's it feel to not be any good whatsoever?
I'm not going to comment on Ebert's review. What's your next review?
The Guardian. Because I don't do too much with New York Times after the paywall incident. I'm still not over it, so we're still, Okay. So from The Guardian, too much of Rush Hour is given over to Tucker's falsetto Eddie Murphy shtick, as though the makers feared his co-stars' knockabout antics and mangled English delivery would put off stateside audiences. They needn't have worried.
Now, and honestly, we've had
So they agreed with you.
we've had Arnold for how many years now? At 98, with him trying to speak the language and his accent, his heavy accent.
Yeah.
What part of the accent problem do they think we would have with Jackie Chan?
I mean, wasn't like with Arnold, isn't that why he only has like 2 lines in Conan? The original Conan, because they were worried no one would understand him.
Yeah.
Then they just got over it.
Yeah, and he was actually dubbed in Hercules.
I haven't seen him as Hercules.
It's been a hot minute since I've watched that, but yeah, he was dubbed in that because they're like, oh, we can't understand him.
Yeah.
And then we can figure it out.
But think about what they said. It wasn't just the language issue or perceived language issue.
Yeah.
They were afraid stateside audiences would be turned off by knockabout antics, the long storytelling fight scenes and action sequences.
If you do them correctly, like they did in China,
Mm-hmm.
then it's not an issue. Don't just give us one note throughout the entire fight scene. Make us laugh, make us worried, make us care. We'll set through some long shit.
See, immediately I want to go to Drunken Master. I love that movie.
I haven't seen that one.
With Jackie Chan. So the thing is, he fights with Drunken Master style.
Yeah.
So he has to so there's a fight scene. It's going poorly, but he starts finding alcohol, wines and whatever else. And he just starts getting progressively more drunk and he starts fighting better. And then at one point he grabs a bottle of something and takes a swing and then almost spits it out. He's just like, oh my God. What is that? They're like 5 X's or whatever they say. He's like, that's good stuff. And the fight continues. But let's go back to The Matrix. Okay. Western movie made a year later.
Yeah.
So I think that is a more fair comparison. Okay, right? Yeah. Am I wrong? Think about that whole final sequence of The Matrix. From the moment Trinity and Neo go through the metal detector and start the lobby fight.
Oh, yeah.
Till credits. That's essentially just a single long action sequence, is it not?
Oh, absolutely.
But there's different elements and it's broken up and with highs, lows, and whatever. And it's engaging as hell. Yes. It doesn't matter how many times you watch that movie, it never gets boring or old because you're like, yeah, this is cool.
Well, even the fight with Neo and Morpheus when he's getting trained in the dojo.
Yeah.
It's a rather long fight scene.
Yeah.
But that's probably my favorite fight scene in the entire movie.
Yeah.
In almost the entire franchise.
Take the helicopter and all that out of it. Trinity gets out. The homeless guy turns into Smith. And he and Neo pummel the shit out of each other, right?
Yeah.
Train hits Smith. Smith comes out of the train. Then it turns into a chase sequence that doesn't end until Neo, air quote, dies, resurrects.
Yep.
Kills Smith. And then they have to pop the EMP. That is a long, almost pure action sequence.
Yeah.
Because there's no, other than the, what was it? You're out, so are you. And then he does the little train monologue about the inevitability. And he's like, my name is Neo. That's basically all the dialogue in that whole sequence.
Yeah.
And no one batted an eye.
No, because
At-
it gave us variety.
Yes, it's done the right way.
Yeah.
But no, actually, The Guardian had a lot of the same points that you made. That, you know what, maybe there should have been more focus on Jackie Chan style action than Chris Tucker style wisecracking.
Yes, I agree.
But hey, maybe the sequel does it better. So for me personally, I'm going back to ratings.
Okay.
Man, to me, this movie is like, if I'm trying to be honest to myself and everybody else, man, this movie's like an 83.
Wow.
Probably. Although if I'm letting the bias come in, this movie's like an 89. I love Rush Hour.
Okay.
You said you disagreed with 62. That is criminally low.
That is criminally low.
But 7? What are you feeling?
I'm 7, 4, somewhere around there.
Too low.
Yeah.
Absolutely too low. Now, before we get into final thoughts, we wish to introduce a new segment to the show where we take the time to highlight the highs and the lows of our movie by giving out some ticket price awards.
You want to go first?
Oh, I don't care. First, I want to give an award to Steve over at Netflix. Thanks to his tireless efforts of curating the best catalog he can, I didn't have to fight the volume on this.
Changing out those DVDs in a timely manner. You didn't have to wait.
That's right.
Netflix Steve is a hero.
He really is.
An American icon.
Yes.
Okay, I want to give out the Shelley Duvall Award
And which award would that one be?
for just fine.
Being totally fine?
Totally fine. It's Juntao.
Tom Wilkinson.
Yeah. There was no... For him being the main bad guy, that he's not threatening, not menacing. I was never once even slightly worried about anything this guy was spewing.
No.
And then they try to do this whodunit, or no, who it is grand moment, and it just kind of hiddles off at the end, when the camera turns around and it shows it's him, and I'm like, oh. Even when I first watched it,
Dr. Claw moment.
his Dr. Claw moment. It just kind of falls flat.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like he did at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's fine. He's fine.
Well, okay, it's funny you bring that up. Because you know what? Let me highlight my next award, the Mr. Joshua Award, aka the Silver Henchman Award, that goes out to the henchman that is actually just so much better than the movie's actual big bad.
You think Mr. Joshua was better than the General Peter McAllister? The soap opera looking motherfucker?
The award is the Silver Henchman, also known as the Mr. Joshua Award, for when the movie's main henchman is better than the big bad. And I would like to award that to Sang, because Sang was cool.
Sang was
Thomas Griffin, less than Sang.
very much. Okay. So I have the Morpheus Award for Best Dressed.
Oh.
And I am going to award that to Clifton Powell, who played Luke at the pool hall. Cousin Luke with that red suit.
Get your hand off my suit. Your mama gave me this suit for last year for Christmas. My favorite suit.
He looked fucking awesome in that
You're
suit.
just jealous our pale complexions can't pull off full bright red suits.
I would look like I should jump through a wall and be like, hey.
Oh, yeah.
But no, he looked fantastic in that suit.
All right. Well, you know what? I want to give the Clarice Starling Award for a police officer in a movie who's actually good at their job. And I want to give it to Chief Inspector Lee.
Yeah, this is an award I don't think we're going to give out very often.
No, because Lee would make the third,
Yes.
maybe fourth.
Because wasn't the other one Lee Carter from Long Legs?
Did we give it to Lee?
I don't recall.
Hold on, what all cop movies have we done? I know there was more than Clarice, but there was only like one more than Clarice.
Yeah.
But it's so few and far between. We named it after Clarice, and I would like to bestow it to Special Agent Lee for actually being good at his job.
All right, so I'm going to give out the next award, which is the Halle Berry Award for Worst Line.
Wait. Yes.
First, I get a bullshit assignment. Now, Mr. Rice-A-Roni don't even speak American. First of all, Rice-A-Roni is the San Francisco treat. Everybody fucking knows that.
That's true.
And number two, Rice-A-Roni was founded by an Italian family.
Yes, because borderline racist Carter takes any of that into consideration.
That's my point. Like, that just shows how ignorant Carter is. First of all, Rice-A-Roni being the San Francisco treat, like, shut up, dude. You sound like an idiot. Anyway.
I love just how personally offended you are by this line, by the way.
Yeah, I'm either, you know what? No, I'm not going to give it to that. I take it back.
Okay.
I'm giving it to Wipe Yourself Off. You're dead.
You're dead.
Kind of a lame comeback.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, you know what? Flipping through my notes here because it was bothering me. I'm still fine with the award being named after Clarice Starling.
Oh, yeah, no, we're not changing that.
But if you and I are being fair, which let's be honest, when are we ever? You and I may need to make some apologies. And we may need to make some apologies and admit that there have been more totally capable police officers in movies that we have talked about than we've admitted talking about.
John McClane.
No.
Who?
So, such as perhaps Sheriff Brody from Jaws.
Shit. Okay.
How do you feel about the Earps?
Well, I like the ones that are
Tombstone.
not dead. So not Morgan.
Okay.
Definitely not Morgan.
He was fine.
No, because he goes running out of the house after his brother gets shot and crying like a bitch.
God damn it.
God damn it. I better go play some pool. And then in the bar with his back to the window after his brother just got assassinated. No.
Okay. For sure, like Virgil, though, is...
Virgil and Wyatt.
And
Okay.
Wyatt. Okay. So hold the content.
But not Morgan.
And not Morgan. Yeah. Fuck you, Bill Paxton. What?
Spitting out that clear fucking chew.
His chew had less color than my tap water. It's awful. But that has nothing to do with his ability of being a police officer. Oh, iRobot. No.
Oh, God.
Moving on. Oh,
Follow the clues?
what
Hansel?
What do you think? This was the other one I had found, and I don't care enough to flip through the rest of the notes
Okay.
right
What's the
at
other
this
one you
moment.
found?
How do you feel about the crew of the Green Mile? Not Percy.
You know what? Since we did kind of compare the Magi guys to law enforcement from The Mummy,
Yeah.
and they were essentially
Prison guards.
prison guards. Yeah, no, that Tom Hanks had that crew so well trained
Mm-hmm.
that they didn't even need to use the padded room because all of their inmates on their cell were so well behaved.
Yep. So we've had a few.
Okay.
We've had more bad,
Oh yeah.
but we've had a few good ones.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. What is your next award?
The too old for this shit. The
I'm getting
Roger Murtaugh.
the Roger
Award.
Murtaugh. I'm getting too old for this shit award.
That goes to me.
Oh, wait a minute. We can't just give ourselves
I'm
awards.
giving myself this
You
an
cannot
award.
just give yourself an award.
I did, and it is pertaining to the movie because I think I have outgrown Chris Tucker.
Well, first of all, that assumes that you were ever grown into Chris Tucker.
I liked Chris Tucker when I first, Friday,
Oh.
this, Rush Hour 2,
And that's it.
not so much 3.
Well, yeah, but no one liked 3. But no, really be honest. Nobody was into Chris Tucker. They were into Friday, Rush Hour, and Rush Hour 2.
Yeah.
And Fifth Element.
Chris Tucker is also in the Air movie about the Air Jordans.
I didn't know there was a movie about Air Jordans.
It's on Prime, I think, but it's got Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. It's a good movie.
Sure.
But he plays a character that is a normal human being.
Mm.
And it's nice.
Yeah.
I think I'm too old for this Chris Tucker. He got on my nerves.
I get that. Well, I would like to give myself the John Hamm Award. Since there are no rules here and we can just give ourselves awards.
God damn, I didn't know that was an award we could give out.
For having for the achievement of outstanding excellence and penis.
Damn, that thing looks like an Oscar.
Wait, are you talking about the award or are you talking about the recipient?
Yes.
No, actually, the next actual award and the last one I had was the Harry, You're Alive and You're a Terrible Shot Award, given out to those in a movie who really should have hit their target, and I don't understand how they didn't.
Sang.
No, I'm giving it to Thomas Griffin, aka Juntao. So Juntao is escaping to the roof of the Expo Center. Lee gives chase with the bomb vest on, right? Juntao pulls out a Beretta and fires the entire clip at Lee, who is on a ladder that has like the safety cage around it so he can't fall, and the roof hatch is locked. He's literally a sitting duck. And Juntao, from what could not have been more than 20 feet, misses every
shot.
Single shot.
Every shot. Yeah.
So no, the Harry, You're Alive and you're a Terrible Shot Award goes to Juntao.
So for you, what was the best part of this film for you?
Oh man, you got to put me on the spot like that and I have to think about it. Okay. For me, the best part or the best, I think, sequence would be, it goes to Jackie Chan and his Jackie Chan stunt team during the final shootout, where
yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Some of the priceless Chinese vases and artifacts are being threatened. One is accidentally gets bumped. It's about to fall. Lee fights a guy, knocks him out enough to catch the vase and put it back. Two other bad guys, realizing he'll stop fighting, push over the giant super vase, to which he runs and really impressively dives underneath it and catches it while laying on the floor. It looks great.
Yeah.
And then begins pushing it back up onto the stand, tips up to re-catch it, and then does a fight sequence with two guys while supporting this vase in different ways, and then ultimately like gets it reset. And then he's like, all right, did it, turns and leaves. Then you hear gunfire and the thing just shatters. And Jackie Chan turns around, sees it explode. Just, shit.
Yeah.
That it has action. It has storytelling. It has humor. It's character driven. It's a short sequence that has everything. And I've always admired this part as much as I've also always enjoyed the humor of it.
Best part for me was, hands down, any fight with Jackie Chan, any of the fight scenes.
So you're just not going to give an actual answer?
No, all of them.
Cop out. The best part is the war montage.
The blooper reel.
Okay, the blooper of doing the pool fight, and the guy swings the pool cue, and Jackie Chan misses the grab or whatever, but actually just gets his fist in the way, and it shatters against his fist, and then he's just like, yeah,
yeah.
Oh,
He's funny as hell. He is. Funny.
Really
He's
is
a funny dude. So, out of the entire thing, what's the worst part for you?
Okay, you keep putting me on the spot. Okay. See, this is difficult because there aren't any objectively bad parts. I feel like that's fair to say. That's safe to say.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be a part of it. It could be as a whole.
So I'm going to say, honestly, pretty much when Lee and Carter meet at the airport up to the star map. It's slow, and it's just Chris Tucker saying shit no one cares, and it's not funny. And you're honestly just waiting for Jackie Chan to do something like to save any of these scenes. I'm just like, ugh. This part's always just like, this is the bathroom break scene or moment, I should say. Is that whole sequence you can just, up until Lee says I'm training him on how to disarm a suspect, then we start getting interplay and it's buddy cop and it's good. But that sequence is not great.
Okay. For me, honestly, it was Tom Wilkinson. His character. Just, he was kind of just there. They didn't really give him anything to do. It's just, hey, you're going to come into the scene and you're going to stand here and look menacing as best you can. And then he comes in and he just looks kind of bored and poorly directed. Every time I watch it, it's like, you have Tom Wilkinson.
But that's also, I think a lot of it was like, we'll get an actor whose name and presence will lend a lot of gravitas to the role.
Yeah, but you got to give him something to do.
True.
You know, I blame Brett Ratner.
Well, you know.
And that's the last time I'm bringing up that guy's name.
No one likes that guy.
So. The only other thing I have is, if we could get a prop from this movie and put it in the studio.
Ooh.
It has to fit in the studio. Because if I could get away with any prop, I would pick that Corvette. Are
you talking about Carter's car?
Carter's car.
It's a Stingray.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's
a 72.
Oh. It is a good looking car.
The 70s Corvette's the best.
Okay.
But that doesn't fit in the studio.
And I'm trying to think of something that's actually meaningful. Like you could just say, oh, if we could just get like one of those big Ming vases from the expo floor, but that doesn't work. So, okay, how about this? The detonator.
Oh, the ice pick detonator?
The ice pick detonator.
That would be
It
cool.
would fit on a shelf. You would, if you know the movie, you'd know what it is. Because let's face it, this movie doesn't have a lot of like props of that category of like, ooh, what would you add to the collection?
Yeah.
It doesn't have like the golden idol from Raiders that causes the ball to, there isn't that one little goober that you're like, there it is.
Yeah.
That's not really Rush Hour. So if I had to pick one, I would say the ice pick detonator.
Mine is Carter's LAPD ID.
Oh. This won't work. I'm not 6'1".
With the afro and the really shitty mustache.
I didn't even think about that.
Oh my God. Every time I see that, I die laughing. And then, Lee's like, this won't work. I'm not 6'1". Like,
flip it
Yep.
open, flip it closed.
Yeah.
Flip it open, flip it closed. You know what? That would be a good one.
that's what I got.
All right. Final thoughts?
Final thoughts.
Luckily, we've pretty much covered everything. So this will be short and sweet. Do you want to do it or you want me to do it?
Go ahead.
All right. So Rush Hour. I enjoy this movie. I've always enjoyed this movie. I watch 1 and 2 once a year. Kind of like The Mummy. We watched the third one once just to do it, just to complete the trilogy. I've not felt the need to watch 3 ever again. This movie never fails to make me laugh out loud, like belly laugh, multiple times. And honestly, to me, this movie hasn't aged. We were worried some of the lines and Chris Tucker and whatever were aged, but you know what? Honestly, it hasn't. Because the stuff you watch today and you're like, man, that's really bad, or I don't know how you feel about that. That's how we felt about those lines in 98.
That's a good point.
So the bad is, but it's Jackie Chan, it's Chris Tucker. They have chemistry. I'm a sucker for buddy cop stuff anyway. Rush Hour is a great time. If you have not watched it, you need to check it out. Get your friends together, get popcorn, get your snacks, and just enjoy a fun, lighthearted evening. Rush Hour is worth the ticket price.
Okay. Rush Hour. Let's just be fair here. Without Jackie Chan, this movie falls apart.
Are we having a conversation?
Yes.
Right? Okay. Oh, 100%.
Okay.
But without Mel Gibson, Lethal Weapon falls apart. Without Robin Williams and or Nathan Lane, Birdcage falls apart.
Yeah, but I think it's a little different here because Jackie Chan does stuff so different than anybody else can do.
Oh, yeah.
That you couldn't put anybody in this role. Like, the chemistry between Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker is fantastic. The chemistry between Mel Gibson and Danny Glover is fantastic. You could find another character or actor to put in Mel Gibson's place to get that kind of same chemistry. But you don't have Mel Gibson doing these stunts and these flips and these fight scenes and injecting his humor into it at the same time.
Mm. Oh, I mean, yeah, as far as to make Rush Hour work at any level, Jackie Chan is irreplaceable.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Chris Tucker, not so much.
You could replace Chris Tucker.
Yes.
And I like Chris Tucker. I like Chris Tucker in this movie. But for what it's worth, yeah, you're not wrong.
I love the action scenes in this movie. I wish they were longer. Chris Tucker kind of got on my nerves. The main villain was a little meh. The story is about as rickety as that scaffolding that they fell through. Put a little pressure on it, it's crumbling. It's pretty weak story, pretty predictable. The jokes are kind of hit and miss. And man, I would have given this in 98. I would have given this 98.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But now it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. there are way better Jackie Chan movies out there, if that's what you're looking for. With the chemistry between them two, they're back and forth after the war montage where they get to bond a little more. This movie's worth the ticket price.
There we go.
It's Shelley Duvall levels of fine, but it's still worth the ticket price. You're gonna laugh. There's gonna be moments where you're like, okay, come on, let's get going. But once it gets going, it's a quick movie too.
Yeah.
And I appreciate that.
And I almost wonder, like, my wife and I, we talked about it more with like the superhero movies and that sort of thing. I hate origin stories. They're so boring to me. And I know we've talked about this on the show before. I'm just like, bleh. I don't care.
This is an origin story.
It's an origin story. Rush Hour 2 might be better.
Oh, I think so. I've always thought so.
Because we just get into it.
Yeah.
We get into the friendships and the chemistry and the antics. We don't need the build up, and that just makes it better.
I agree.
We don't need to see Captain America become Captain America. We just get to see him do shit.
Yeah, we get to see him fight the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, we just get into it. Yeah. Origin stories are
Yeah, a little hit and miss as well.
Yeah.
But
all right, hat time. I'm gonna let you go.
Okay. All right, I got it.
Is it Ishtar?
God damn it! How did you know?
Is it Die Hard 2? See, what's funny is Tevis thinks we're gonna get Die Hard 2, but without him knowing, I pulled it from the hat without telling him. So he'll keep thinking it'll show up, and it never will.
Dick.
The John named Lord.
Okay, I got it.
I thought you had it.
I'm trying to think of who's in it.
Oh, God. Wait, is this like me when I pulled out Talk to Me and I'm like, I don't know what this is?
So Jordan Peele directed it.
So it's a horror movie.
Kind of. Not really.
It's not October. I don't have to do this anymore.
It's Nope.
It sounds familiar, but which one is Nope?
It's about a couple of horse wrangling siblings attempting to capture evidence of an unidentified flying object.
You know what? I've seen parts of this. Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce the gentleman who plays O.J. Hayward, his last name, so I will not try. Keke Palmer is his sister, Emerald.
Okay, yeah. So you're saying next week I'm just going to have the damnedest time when we do starring.
We could just do starring Daniel.
All right. So Nope by Jordan Peele. Okay.
I'm excited for this.
Aliens, Jordan Peele. He's still on a bit of a hot streak.
Sure.
I mean, I don't think he's really.
I don't think he's fallen.
That's what I mean. I don't think he's directed anything that people were like, buh.
What's the Us?
People liked Us.
Yeah, I watched it. It was like, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's not the best. I've never watched Get Out.
See, and Get Out, that was his debut, was it not?
I think that was his, what people think is his best one, and I have never watched it.
Yeah.
I need to, but I just haven't got around to it.
All right. Then join us next week for episode 80 as we look at Jordan Peele's Nope. Ooh. Until then.
The face hurts.
We are Ticket Price. I'm Jake. That's Tevis. This has been Rush Hour. Unanimously worth the ticket price. Now. Follow.
Come on, voice.
Notifications. Share. Patreon. Merch store. Bingo. Comment section. Okay, I think I'm there. Did I get it all?
No.
No. Do we have any special announcements?
You just smash that like button.
I said like.
Like Riley.
Oh, smash it with your face.
Yes.
All right, everyone. As always, be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and good night. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?